This book is called McArandy Was Hanged on the Gibbet High. I have bitten my tongue, or should I say I bit my tongue yesterday, and this has caused my speech to be slightly impaired. It is a story about the underbelly of 18th century London life. It is set in Spitalfields. I have told it with verve and an almost Hogarthian relish. The identical McArandy brothers, Jack and Ethelred, could have led charmed lives. They are good-looking, charming, and have rare musical ability. As musicians, they are popular in taverns, and they captivate their Spitalfields neighbours and are about to become famous throughout London. However, they are thwarted when their father's drunken violence towards their mother causes them to commit their first heinous murder together. They murder their father and throw his body into the Thames. Ethelred, the most vulnerable of the brothers, is shattered to discover that the murder of their father is not his brother Jack's first murder. The two brothers also spend their time as highwaymen, combing the roads of Hertfordshire. On one of their outings, they only just manage to escape. Jack's crimes become so outrageous that even his staunchest friends in the London underworld become wary of him. Eventually, Ethelred commits suicide through unrequited love. The woman concerned is an evil prostitute called Sally. Eventually, Jack is hanged at Tyburn. Like him or hate him, the anti-hero of this book is authentically drawn and has been memorably placed in its historical context. There is a review by a woman called Angel Z. Hogan, Hogan, who at the time of publication wrote for the Daily Melbourne News. The review states, "We have here a pot-boiling, swashbuckling blockbuster, which is rich in adventure, intrigue, history, extremely ribald episodes, and last but not least, sizzling black humour, which is the author's speciality." Jack McArandy's statement when he is stranded, horseless in a desolate Hertfordshire field following an unsuccessful robbery on the highway, is extremely ribald, but nevertheless legendary. He says, "I am in urgent need of a woman who knows how to fuck." This remark provides colour to the Priceless novel. When the book opens, we are introduced to a prostitute singing in an unlit Spitalfields back street called Meg. She was outside a busy tavern, and she was singing because she adored an audience. She attracts 3 drunken men coming out of the tavern, all of whom urge her to go on singing. Eventually, once her audience is complete, she sings the words, "Jack McArandy was hanged at dawn, high stood the gibbet-o." Jack is the murderer of her evil sister Sally, the prostitute. Meg begins to speak. "I got back from Tyburn just after dawn today, and I saw a man hang. The first hanging I've ever seen in my life it was. Love-making ain't nothing like watching someone swing, especially when the prisoner had killed your own sister. You come like a waterfall when the noose tightens round his fucking neck." The members of Meg's audience were Tyburn ghouls like herself. They too started to sing robustly about the notorious deranged murderer Jack McArandy. They were comforted by the sweet revenge of the hangman's hand. It was Jack who came into the shed which Ethelred had shared with Sally. He found Ethelred's body hanging from a beam. Ethelred had not turned up for work at the taverns for 3 days. Jack's initial reaction was to assume that the brother who looked so like him had had a fever which had kept him away from the taverns. He decided to go to the shed. He knew nothing about the sad relationship between Ethelred and Sally. When Jack found Ethelred's body swinging from a beam, he wept like a cuckolded woman. He bundled his brother's body into a sack, which he dragged outside and threw into some bushes. Then he returned to the shed, where he stayed for 2 days, waiting for Sally's return. Sally came back, eventually. Jack had nothing to live for and longed to be hanged. He planned to murder Sally, who mistook him for Ethelred. She lay down on the floor on her back with her legs parted. "Well, Ethelred, I'm still awake, you know. Do you think you'll be able to get it up? If you are, it will be the first time you ever fucked me for years." Jack decided to cause Sally as painful a death as possible. He produced a carving knife and walked slowly over to her. "Didn't you hear me, Ethelred, you deaf fool?" asked Sally. "Yes, I heard you," said Jack. He gave her a thunderous slap across the face. "There's something else you need to know, you whore." "Yes?" "Ethelred's dead, you stinking whore. Although he was always kind to you, you drove him to suicide. You thought I was Ethelred, didn't you? I'm not Ethelred. I'm his brother Jack. The moon is full. That's when madmen commit murder." Jack continued, "Do you remember that night in a tavern when you asked me to play the song, 'Where Have You Been, Lord Rendell, My Son'? You said it was your favourite song, didn't you?" "Yes, Jack." "I'm going to sing it again very, very slowly. Between each line or so, I will tell you exactly how I'm going to kill you." "All right, Jack." "I'm going to begin now. As you can see, I am holding the carving knife. 'Where have you been, Lord Rendell, my son?' Now I'm going to slit you from navel to breastbone." Jack did what he said he was going to do. Somehow Sally remained alive. "Where have you been, my handsome young one?" "I'm going to the green wood, mother, make my bed soon." "Now I'm going to hack out your stinking liver, for I am very sick and I fain would lie down." Sally had already died.